Welcome back to JDA Football. On this episode, we have got another Tiermaker video for you. And what is it, Joe? What is it?
It is. We're ranking the Premier League fans.
So as a total, we're not going to do an away or a home. We're going to do them as a total. So this will be very controversial. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So the first team, and wait, before I go into the teams, we've got Elite, Dead Good, Decent, Meh, and Tim Pot. Just so you know what we're going to put them in. So first, Brighton. Alex, where do you think these should go?
So home team, we'll probably do home team first, just to keep it going.
Well,
so,
home fans.
oh yeah, home fans. At home, I'll probably go meh for Brighton. You don't normally hear that much from them. When it is rocking, it's probably decent, but overall, I'll probably go meh for the home fans.
Joe?
Yeah, Brighton is on and off. I'd say Met as well, because they have their days when it's absolutely it's just hands, but no, it's not normally. I put it in Met.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. Go Meh. So starting off with, well, not starting off, but going on to the away fans. Alex, what do you think about this one?
Well, away fans, I'm also between Meh and Tim Pot. I went to see Everton versus Brighton at Goodison. We beat them 1-0, and yeah, they literally didn't say anything. So I'd probably go Tim Pot for the away fans.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there, Tim Pot, because I've only seen a few of their games on TV, but it was quiet. And this wasn't even in lockdown, it was silent, almost. I'm sure any Brighton fans will be absolutely killing us, but I don't think they're any better than Tim Pot.
I mean, they have some fans that are good, but overall it's just quiet.
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with you two there, Tim Pot. So where are we going to actually put them if it's in between Meh and Tim Pot?
I think because there's going to be a lot of Mez, I think we should put them in Tim Pot, because we're not going to get many teams that will go in there.
All right.
Sorry, Brighton fans.
Everybody agree with that, Joe?
I agree.
All right, Tim Pot.
Sorry, Brighton fans, yeah.
Go. Right, so the next team that we're going to go on to is Crystal Palace. Joe, we'll start off with you on this one first.
I haven't seen a lot of their fans. I'd put them in decent from what I have seen, for both home and away, because they seem like an average following. They're not phenomenal, but they're not quite as bad as your teams like Brighton or Manchester City at home. So I'd put them in decent, personally, for both.
I think I'm going to go and put them in dead good, because they've got an ultra section at Selhurst Park, which is very good, and they make a lot of noise with all the banners and flags. And their away fans are brilliant as well. If anybody's seen that clip at Arsenal last season, it was just immense. So yeah, I'm going to put them in dead good.
What was the clip?
It was the clip of literally all the fans singing, and the Emirates was literally just silenced. I mean, I know it normally is, but it was silence. It was really good. What about you, Alex?
Well, for their home fans, I wouldn't quite put it in elite. I'd put it in dead good, and probably the same for the away fans as well. At Everton, they were quite quiet, but they didn't really have anything to sing about either. When they did score, you didn't expect it to be that quiet when they did score, because normally when a team comes to our place and then gets an equaliser, they normally go mad. But I thought it'd be much better than it was. But yeah, overall, when you see them against teams like Arsenal and Brighton, you'd put them in elite. But against us, they were decent, so I put dead good both of them. So yeah.
Sorry, Joe. I have to put them in dead good.
Overruled.
So the next team is Southampton. Now, at home, they're not the best. I personally don't think, and I've not seen them away because United didn't play them this season because of Corona. But when I've seen them away, they don't look amazing as well. So, meh for me. What about you, Alex?
At home, I'd probably put meh, and away, they have a little bit more of a spark, so it'd be decent. But overall, I think it goes down to meh for me.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of them at home, but away, they were okay. They weren't rocking or anything like. They weren't that loud compared to our fans, but yeah, I'd put them in meh.
Right, all in agree of meh. So the next team is Liverpool. Alex, we'll come on to you.
So, are we basing it off just Premier League games?
Just Premier League, not Champions
Because
League.
if we were going Champions League, Anfield at home would be elite.
Yeah.
But
Just Premier League.
In normal games in the Premier League, they're probably in between decent and dead good. So I'm going to put their home as dead good, and their away is I put it dead good. Liverpool in general.
What about you, Joe?
I wouldn't put elite because I don't see
elite.
them as better as some of the fans in Premier League. But yeah.
Well, their away fans are decent, but their home fans are dead good because it tends to be all the families, and they fill out their stadium every time. So they might not be the loudest for filling out their stadium, but it's a lot of families. So I'd put them in dead good overall.
And it's hard to sing a lot when you've just come off a 7-hour flight. So
yeah.
Good point, Alex. I'm thinking of putting them. I mean, home fans decent. They're not amazing at home, apart from when it's like a big game, normally against United or City. But apart from that, they're not that good at home. But away, when they came to Old Trafford, they were actually pretty good. Whether that's because of the rivalry, I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to go with you too. Dead good.
Well done, Jason.
So the next team is Manchester City. What about you, Joe? I'm just going to come on to you first. What do you think?
Their away following isn't bad. Their away following is probably decent, and but for home, there is a reason why it's called the Empty Had. So I think part of the reason it's called the Empty Had is because it's a big stadium and they haven't got like enough people to fill it.
You can afford to sit there as well.
Yeah, but like there's still a decent number of fans there. So I'd put their home support in meh and their away support in decent. I'm going to put them in meh overall because they're league-winning club. They're second at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, but you can't really base it off the form. It's just the fans, I suppose. But yeah, still.
But for a club of their size, it's pretty tragic that they don't get the numbers to fill their stadium.
So meh. So I know a lot of City fans that are actually like quite hardcore and go to home and away. So I would see why they would disagree, but as an overall perspective, you have to take in the home and why it's the Empty Had. I think away fans are actually decent. I don't think they're quite good actually when they came to Old Trafford, taking it to Derby again, but still, they are quite good away. And yeah, at home, they are meh. So I don't know whether to put this in. I think I'll put this in decent because the away fans don't get enough credit for what they deserved, I don't think.
Yeah, fair enough. They do have quite like a pretty decent away following. Alex?
So personally, for home fans, I'd be tempted to put in Timper or meh. But away fans, I remember we went on the last day of the season when City won the league. They had to beat us, and if they beat us, then Liverpool didn't win the league, and I was there. And Ross Barkley scored the first one, and then they got two in like 2 minutes, and I remember thinking, they've just won the league, why are they so quiet? And it was a bit like, so I've seen some clips of their away fans being a bit mad, but yeah, it's a mix between decent and meh for me, so I'll probably put them in meh.
2v1, and it goes in there. Next team is Norfolk, I think they're based. Don't have a clue, somewhere near there. It's Norwich. So I'll go to this one first. Home fans, they've got one end that makes noise in the first 2 minutes or so and don't chant for the rest of the game. The away fans are terrible. Well, not terrible, but they're all right. I mean, they just shout yellows, yellows, yellows over and over. It's a bit repetitive. So for me, I think I'm going to have to go Tim Pot.
Where are you? So yeah, I mean, their home fans are just tragic. They sing about 2 different songs. I was watching them live a few games ago. I can't remember who it was against, but yeah, I think and against Everton they were trying to put the fan noises on, and it just didn't sound normal because they were singing so much. So home support I put Tim Pot, and even away support I'd be tempted to put Tim Pot as well. But I might push up to a mess. So overall I put it in Tim Pot.
Yeah, I've only seen one of their games against Villa. I think we were away, and it wasn't loud, but it definitely felt weird with the crowd noise the other day when they played United, because I've seen like clips of other teams playing them in the Premiership, and they've never been loud no matter what happened. So I'd put Tim Pot for both of them.
I'll agree in Tim Pot. The next team is West Ham. Alex's come on you Irons, as they say. So yeah, Alex, we'll go to you on this one.
So at their old stadium, I think their home support would have been dead good because I liked West Ham. But not as a club, I like their supporters. But when they've moved to the London Stadium, I think it's just dropped off a lot. They're not singing as much often, and yeah, it just seems like they're just still in that transition phase of moving stadiums. So at home, I'd be tempted to put them in meh or decent, but away fans, I think personally they're one of the best in the country, so I go dead good. So overall, it go decent.
Yeah, they've got a very good away following, and home fans are also pretty decent. I'd put it in decent overall, just because I haven't seen enough of their fans to decide whether they're good or not.
So I'm going to put West Ham. I think, yeah, as you said before, at the bowling ground or whatever it was called, I think it was that. They were actually dead good, as you said before, Alex. The away fans, I've not seen them like from personal experience, but I think they are very good. But yeah, I'm going to put them decent.
Is that because of the new stadium?
Yeah, it just ruins the atmosphere. Like, and I know at United as well, it's hard to generate an atmosphere when it's a stadium so big.
Yeah.
It's very hard compared to when you're at Liverpool and you're all like really close to the ground and
yeah, I can see why. Like, it'll take a couple of years for all the fans to like fit into the new stadium.
Yeah.
And it might be further away for people.
Yeah. Going on to the next team, and it's Joe's beloved Aston Villa, and I think we all know where this is going, I should say. Joe, where's it going?
I'd say our away fans are dead good, but in my opinion...
Oh my God.
What?
They're all right, I've gone it. No, you say of it first.
Would you not agree?
I'm going higher.
No, our away fans, they're dead good, but like, I don't know, there was a few silent games I've been to. When we've been, I've gone to a few games, or watched a few games, where it's been a bit quiet and I wasn't happy with it. But our home following is phenomenal. Having sat in the whole end, it's just booming. There's always drums. It's deafening in the whole end. So I'd put the home fans in elite.
All right, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on the away fans, but when you came to Old Trafford, you were so good. Like, it was ridiculous how good you were. So I'm gonna put you in elite for both. because
I can't put elite in both because that's not a biased opinion.
yeah, but like it was just immense. Like I watched the Villantora's video back and it was just something else. That was like the first time this season that somebody's actually came to the ground other than Liverpool and actually like full on chanted for the majority of the game.
Yeah,
So.
there have been some in the Championship last year. There were some games where we'd go to a home end and we were louder than the home team.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put you in elite. What about you, Alex?
So I've only ever been to one Villa game, and it's when we beat them 4-0 at Goodison.
Shut up.
Yeah, we scored in the first 2 minutes, so it was a bit of an unfair representation because yeah, you're losing for the whole of the match, but you weren't bad, even though you were losing 4-0 for most of the game. So based on that, I would have put you in decent. But I've seen you at Anfield. I watched the highlights, and yeah, I could hear the Villa fans more than the Liverpool fans as well. So away, I'd probably put dead good. And depending on who you're playing at home, like if you were playing a top 6 team, I'd probably put you in elite. But if you're playing someone like Brighton, say, or Norwich, then I'd probably put you in like dead good. So overall, I'd probably put dead good, but I think I've already been ruled out. So
yeah, so it's gonna have to be elite. Going on to your next team now, Alex, and
how are you, Irons?
Everton.
Oh, okay. So again, it's a bit like Villa at home. It really depends on who we're playing. Because if we're playing a top 6 team, I'd be tempted to put us in elite because like we're just like full on want to go in for them. But if we're playing a smaller team such as like your Southamptons and stuff, we're probably being decent because you don't get the same atmosphere. And yeah, so I'd probably put our home fans in dead good. I'd be tempted to put that, and then our away fans. Yeah, it's whoever you're playing. Like we like to make arguments against any team, and it's just if they're willing to put them back. So I'll probably put overall in dead good. But yeah, I was talking to Dan before about there's only 3 teams in the Premier League who have sold out their away allocation for the last 10 years, and it is Everton, Liverpool, and Man United. So take that what you will. So
yeah.
Dead good.
Yeah, I have seen two sides to Everton. If they're playing a team like Liverpool or United or City, they tend to fill out with whatever they are, away or at home. But then they'll play someone like Norwich, and it's not empty, but it hasn't quite got the same atmosphere. It's got a decent atmosphere compared to the elite that was when they play a top 4 team.
Yeah.
Because, like Alex said, they like to start beef with all the fans. So I'd put them in dead good overall, just because there is 2 sides to them. Right.
So I'm gonna have to put both sets of fans like in dead good because home fans, as you said before, it depends on who you're playing. But like your home atmosphere, I think it could be better than it is now.
Definitely. I think it's because most stadiums these days are designed for like having atmosphere and stuff like that. Like all the new stadiums are like to amplify the sound and everything. And I think because our stadium's so old and it just needs something doing with it, it's kind of hard as well.
Yeah, so that's what I think about your home fans. Away fans, as Joe said, when you go to the 4 close teams in the Northwest, you're going to always start a bit of beef and have some chanting going on. But the limbs that I saw that's being the best this season at Old Trafford. Ridiculous.
Leighton Baines.
And I've seen you twice, both sets of fans twice for Everton, and the second time was better this season, obviously.
Did you see Duncan Ferguson walking off?
Yeah. The result went your way, but yeah, I'm gonna have to put you in dead good. All in agree?
Yep.
Come on, lads.
Right, the next team is Manchester United. Now, this is where it gets a bit controversial, I would say. So, home fans, I think to generate that much atmosphere in a 75,000 capacity stadium is very hard, as I said before. But the away fans, for me and for most other people, are top 3 in the country. So I'm going home fans, meh. I'm going to be honest, meh. Unless it's against Liverpool or City. But away fans don't have to be elite. There's no way getting away about it. What about you, Joe?
I'd agree. Your stadium's, of course, is very big, and it's kind of hard to fill that stadium with the amount of atmosphere that you could see at something which is still like 50,000, but like you've got a lot of space to fill. And yeah, it's weird because you fill out against Liverpool, City, if Chelsea fills out, but apart from that, it tends to be pretty meh. So I'd put the home in decent just because I've seen like how you can be against Liverpool or City. Your away fans are definitely elite. I'd put you up there with us because it's just limbs. Every goal that's scored, it goes mental. Singing your hearts out. I'd put you in elite.
Yeah, I'm actually changing mine from there because I saw the teams in there and I'm not being put on City. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Joe on decent and elite. I think it was something like we have the most chance or something about in the whole of England or something. We're in the top 3, and our chance that we create are very good. And yeah,
United
stolen.
But yeah, what about you, Alex?
Well, away fans. When we beat you 4-0, it was weird because we were winning 4-0 and then you were still like singing your hearts out, every single one of you. And then at the end, you'd lost 4-0 and the players were coming over to your fans and you were just like chanting their names as loud as you can. I really respect that. And for that reason, I put your away fans in elite. But then again, home fans, it's a bit... I know it's difficult with your stadium. It's difficult for a lot of teams with the stadium, and you're such a big club that it's hard to just get hardcore fans into the stadium as well. Because if you're basing it on your hardcore fans, your whole fan base would be elite. But the fact that it's such a big club and you got such a big stadium, it's hard to generate atmosphere in that stadium. So overall, I put you dead good because your home fans would be decent in my opinion.
Yeah. So me and Joe said elite and decent. So are we going dead good or?
Yeah, put it in dead good.
Yeah, dead good.
All right. So the next team that we're going to go on to is Sheffield United, the Blades. Now, from what I've seen, home fans great, away fans are all right, but I think I'm going to go decent on this one for both sides. Dead good, sorry, for home, and decent for away.
Yeah, I think the home fans are pretty good. I'd put them dead good for the home fans, but the away fans, nothing special, but they're definitely not on the level of Southampton and City. So overall, I'd put it decent as well.
Yeah, fans are a big reason of why Sheffield United are doing so good this season. Because personally, I don't think that they'd have got quite as far as they did or have done without the fans.
Yeah, definitely.
Which goes to show because they're struggling a little bit coming out of lockdown. So I'd put their home fans in dead good, and I haven't seen a lot of their away fans, but they didn't seem to be on quite the same level as their home fans. So I'd put them in decent.
Should we go decent?
Yeah.
The next team is Burnley. Now, Burnley. Alex, we'll go to you first on this one.
I'd be tempted for the home fans. I'd go meh, and for the away fans, I'd definitely go Tim Pot because I like them as a football club. They're very respectable, except from the thing they did in Manchester this week. But
yeah,
we'll skip off that very quickly. But yeah, overall, I'd probably put them in Tim Pot, even though I feel like they might be meh, but nothing special at all.
Joe?
I'd put them in meh. They're not a lot special about the fans. They're a good team, but yeah, I don't think they have quite the fan base of other teams, so I'd put them in meh overall.
I'm going to actually go the reverse way with you, Alex. I think the away fans are meh and the home fans are tin pot, because I don't see a lot of noise coming out of that. They don't even sell at the stadium for the majority of the games, virtually every game, I think, at Burnley. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go... I'll go meh, because they're not as bad as Brighton and Norwich, I don't think. We all agree?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, the next team is Chelsea. Joe, what do you think of Chelsea fans?
Yeah, they've got a good fan base. It's not quite on the level of United or your Everton, your Liverpool. The fan base is very good at home, but I don't know. I feel like they're just average for the club that they are. They've got quite a big stadium as well, so I'd put them in decent.
Yeah, I think I'll go the same as you, Joe. Home fans are good. Away fans are all right. They're not the best, but they are all right. So yeah, I'm going to go decent. What about you, Alex?
So personally, I think the home fans I'd probably go decent, and the away fans I'd probably go decent as well, because I feel like their away following is a bit better than their what they are at home. But yeah, both nothing special. So yeah,
Decent.
Probably go decent overall. Yeah.
So the next team is Bournemouth. Now, Bournemouth have got a very small stadium, which is not their fault, because they don't want to do work on it or anything, or don't want to get a new one for saving money and other things. But anyway, the fans at home are very good, especially if it's a very contested match. But when they're away, I don't think they're as good as at home. So for away, I would say decent, and for away I would say meh, and for at home I would say decent. So yeah.
At home, even though they do have a very loud crowd in general, sometimes they don't even sell out their stadium, and it is only like 20,000. So home fans I'd probably go meh as well as the away fans. But yeah, again, we've just had a lot of nothing special teams lately, so yeah, I think it's the same. So I'd personally go in meh.
Joe?
Yeah, with such a small stadium, and they're not selling it out. I know they haven't done very well this season at all, but yeah, they don't sell out their home or their away ends. The fans, I think they've given up on the season, to be honest. I'd put them in meh overall.
Yeah, right, that's 2v1-ish. So, but yeah, we'll put them in meh. Now, the next team is Arsenal, and yeah, we'll go to you, Alex, first.
So, at home I'd definitely put them in meh, because it's just not quite not loud at all at home. There is certain occasions when Arsenal are playing quite well and they're playing maybe a derby match. I'd probably be tempted to put them up to decent, but overall I'd put their home as meh, and even away they're nothing special either, I don't think. So away I'd probably go decent, but because their home's so meh, I'd probably put them in meh, in my opinion.
What about you, Joe?
Their home is quite good. It's nothing fancy. They've got quite a decent amount of fans that should turn up to the games, and they're reasonably loud. So their home following is decent in my opinion. Their away following kind of lets them down. So I've got to go with meh with Alex as well.
Yeah, the home fans, they are nothing special. Like all the fans that go away to Arsenal virtually just outsing the whole of the Emirates. And the only song that I've heard the majority of the time is Arsenal, Arsenal, Arsenal. so boring. They've got nothing, no other chance. It's just, well, they probably have, but they don't sing it a great deal. But they don't have one end either, which, like your Holt end or Gladys Street or anything like that. Which, yeah, they lack a bit. The away fans, when they came to Old Trafford, didn't make a great deal of noise, and that's that we're meant to be their rivals, apparently. So
Really?
yeah, no.
Why?
Something to do with like when it was the 80s and 90s. They were with us, but they won the double, and I think that's it. But yeah, I'm going to put them in there. Now the next team is Leicester City. Joe, we're going to come to you first on this one.
So I've only seen Leicester properly for one season, but from what I've seen, they've got a very good fan base. It's not, I wouldn't put it in elite, but their home following is dead good in my opinion. They have a decent away following as well, but overall I'd put them in dead good, just because, well, from what I've seen, they've been really good at home.
Yeah, I think the away fans, they're not amazing. Let's put it that way. When they came to Old Trafford, they didn't make a massive amount of noise, but they still made some. The home, I know they have those clappers things. Do you know that thing where you go?
Yeah.
You know, they have them. It's a bit tin pot that. But yeah, I think that I'm gonna have to go meh. They are good, but not amazing.
So yeah, I've only heard home and away fans a few times, but again, they're not bad, but they're not good. They're kind of in between. You like your Cities and your Liverpools. So home and away, I just think it's decent, to be honest. Just kind of on the same level as your Chelsea and stuff. So.
Joe, what did you say again? Sorry.
I put dead good overall because their home following is better than their away following.
Alright, okay, so we'll go decent.
Yeah, decent's in the middle.
So the next team is Watford. Now, Vicarage Road I would say it's quite good, especially when the top 6 clubs go there. I would say it's quite good, plus Everton. I think their away fans, they're alright, but the home's definitely better for me, so I'm going to put them in decent. What about you, Alex? I saw you.
So I saw us this season. We beat them 3-2. Obviously, we scored that last-minute goal. But yeah, the only time they were really singing was when they scored, which is the case for a lot of teams. But home, I'd probably put them in meh, to be honest. And away, I can't. There's not really much difference. So yeah, I'd probably go meh. Overall, sometimes their fan base can be quite good, but yeah, just in general, I'd put meh, to be honest.
Well, at home, when they're playing a top 6 club, they tend to win at home against top 6, just because all their fans come out on the day to watch them play a bigger club. Away and against lower clubs, it's they've got an alright following, but honestly they all pull out on the day against a big club. So I'd put them in decent just because they change so much, and that's why they're winning against. Well, that's why they won against Liverpool, because they had such a big following on the day.
Yeah, so we'll put them in decent. Sorry, Alex. Right, the next team is Newcastle United. Are we the lads? Alex, we'll go to you first on this one.
So personally, I think we've got another elite here. I went when we watched Newcastle Everton at Goodison. We drew 1-1, and then after the game, they were just booming the whole game.
My dog's joining us.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hey Ollie.
So yeah, they were just booming the whole game. They weren't winning, and even when they were losing, they were one of the best away fans I've seen, and at St James's Park. They weren't as good as their away fans, but they were certainly one of the best in the league. So I think, personally, it's another elite for me.
Yeah, Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, I haven't seen an awful lot of these personally. I haven't tended to watch their games, but the highlights I have seen, their fans are singing for the whole time. Quite overpowering, actually, even if they're losing. So I'd put them in elite with Alex.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Elite or dead good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. I mean, the home fans are all right. They're not. They are still very good, but they're not something like Villa.
Sometimes they can be a bit meh.
Yeah, but their away fans are just something else. But they've got one chant that they sing, and they get all the tops off, swinging them around. But yeah, very good following. So yeah, I'm gonna go elite. Now the next team we're going on to the final two now is Tottenham Hotspur. Joe, where are you going to put these?
I feel like Tottenham pull out on the day. Like, if it's playing against, any derby or playing against United or Liverpool City, I feel like they have a really good following. But against other teams, it's not empty, but it's not quite as full as it would be against a bigger team, which is going to happen with most clubs, but it's a big difference. I'd put them in decent overall, because they do tend to vary.
Yeah, I think that they're trying to get used to the new home stadium. I think the when they're away, they are actually pretty good, but not like United, Liverpool or Everton's or Palace. Nothing like that. But yeah, I think they're just trying to get used to it at the moment. When they were at White Hart Lane, they were very good. They would have been in dead good, but yeah, I'm going to have to put them in decent. Oh, why am I moving it? Alex still has to say. Alex, where are you going to put it?
So yeah, it's kind of the same as West Ham. They were very good at our old stadium, White Hart Lane, and I think they're again still in the transition period, which is a very hard period for most of the teams. And some teams like Arsenal have still not managed to get out of it after how many years they've been at the Emirates. So, and again, their away fans aren't anything special at all. So personally, I'd put them in meh, but I think we've already gone with decent. So
we'll go with decent. Right, now on to the last team, and it is Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, I think home and away they are elite. I think away they are very good. They were one of the 5 world teams that came to Old Trafford and were very good. Away home fans, as that City game was just something else, and like the Liverpool game when they even lost 1-0, they were still even amazing. And yeah, they've got some really good chances as well, like that Raul Jimenez one that they've sort of nicked off Liverpool. But yeah, for me, it has to go in elite. What about you, Alex?
So personally, it's a bit of a weird one because I went to see them against Everton and we beat them 3-2, and their away support wasn't brilliant. After that match, I put them in decent, but overall, I've seen a couple of away games. So away, I'd probably go dead good. And I also went to see at the Molineux when their first game back in the Prem. We drew 2-2, and every time they basically had a shot, they'd go mad. So yeah, home fans will probably go elite, and away fans will probably go dead good. So just wait for Joe's to see what we'll put it in.
I'm with Alex. I've met a few Wolves fans, and they've always seemed pretty hardcore about Wolves. They're pretty die-hard fans. They do have a very good following home and away, but their home support is elite. Like, there's no doubt about it. They're always like, you can't shut them up. I'd say their away following is dead good, just because it doesn't compare to the Molineux, because the Molineux is always rocking. Like, no matter who they're playing, the Molineux shakes. It's really good. So I'd put them in dead good overall.
It is very beneficial that they do have quite a new stadium as well. That they can have all like fireworks and stuff. So
yeah. Safe standing as well. That makes a big difference.
Sorry? They've got what?
They've got safe standing, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
there is one of the examples where they have settled well into a new stadium.
Yeah.
Newish.
So, dead good, are we putting it in?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dead
I
good.
think they're good.
Right. Now we are finished. So if you didn't agree with any of our opinions, make sure to just put them down below. Remember, it is our opinion, so don't come at us. But yeah.
No, do come at us. It helps. Every comment, that could be another person seeing it.
Yeah.
Share your opinions.
Jason, we don't want to hear yours.
Sorry, Alex?
We don't want to hear Jason's though.
Nah. Jason, I don't care if you don't agree that Liverpool are only in dead good. Just why are you even
Personally, I would have put them in decent.
watching?
Right, that is the end.
I'd have put him in tin pot.
That is the end of this episode. Make sure to like and subscribe, comment, and check out the socials. Anything else to add?
Get on Twitch. Honestly, we're missing you guys on Twitch.
We need some more video ideas as well.
Yeah, so just DM us some video ideas. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.